I'm near Balboa Park, and I've always wanted to come over here on the other side of the freeway. This is a really cool place. This is Balboa Stadium, and the reason why this place is really cool and why I'm sharing it is because the Beatles played here in, I believe, the 1960s, whenever this used to be a more complete stadium. You see the hills over there. I believe those used to have a lot of seating. So this place has a lot of history, and I get the feeling that a lot of the people who come here and drive past Balboa Park don't even know that this place exists, because it's on the other side of the freeway, and it's kind of out and away from a few things and behind a high school. San Diego's Balboa Stadium was first known as City Stadium. It was built in 1914 for the 1915 Exposition with a West Coast record seating capacity of 23,500. An estimated 50,000 people arrived to listen to President Woodrow Wilson in 1919. Famous baseball players including Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, and Satchel Paige played exhibition matches inside the stadium. Charles Lindbergh flew 100 feet over the stadium in 1927. Then, after receiving a parade through town, he spoke to the crowd and the city with a plea to establish an airport in San Diego. 8 years later, during the 1935 Exposition, Franklin Roosevelt became the second president to speak in the stadium. A 1941 Navy Marines game was canceled at halftime by news of the attack on Pearl Harbor. The 5 freeway was still to come on the right side of the stadium in this photo, and in the 40s and 50s, Balboa Stadium was the site of what people at the time called midget racing. Hot rods were also popular at the same time. The addition of the upper deck and the construction of the 5 freeway can be seen here, with the San Diego Chargers playing in the stadium for several years in the 1960s, including this notable championship matchup in 1965.
Balboa Stadium, December 26, 1965, and the climax of Buffalo's long struggle to win in the East and defend its American Football League championship. A block from Rutkowski, and he's on his way. Watch Paul McGuire dispose of John Hadel and Dave Kasurik to clear the way for a 74-yard touchdown.
Track and field has also been a significant part of the stadium's history.
Second, and it is Jim Grella third, and Jim Ryan, a high schooler from Wichita, has defeated Peter Snell and Jim Grella in the most...
Also in 1965, perhaps the most famous concert in San Diego's history, the Beatles, who earned just over $50,000 for the performance to a stadium that, surprising to learn today, wasn't even sold out. In 1969, the stadium hosted Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And in 1975, what would become known as one of the final major events in the stadium's history, the Beach Boys. Balboa Stadium was demolished in 1978 after failing to meet California's earthquake standards. Today, what's left is an area most people drive past without knowing its history. It can't be seen from the 5 freeway. It's off and away from the popular areas of Balboa Park. But on this land, history happened, and even with very little remaining from its heyday, one can still visit, look out, and know its significance to those who visited over the last century.